All right, now it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon now down here in Eden, and we've finally had a break in the rain. It's done nothing but rain all morning, and so anyway, I'm down now to do a bit. We've got about 2 hours before it goes dark, so I'm going to be completing, hopefully, the window installations, like that one down there. But we're going to get them all the way around, hopefully, today. Right, so I better crack on. Okay, so we've done that side. We're going to do that side. All I'm going to be doing is making sure that I've got a framing round. I don't want the polycarbonate to go onto this. So I'm going to make sure that I can fill this gap so we've got something to fix the polycarbonate to. So I'll be cutting that to length and installing that, and then we've got the lip then that goes all the way around. I want it to go up to here. I want it to go up to the window, and we're seating the windows about an inch on. So this is a 2-inch, about an inch on all the way around. So that piece is going to go into the half on, half off. I'll show you. So I'm going to knock that bit of the framing into its allocated slot with the persuader. That's the persuader. So all we do is we tap it in. Better with 2 hands this. You can form it in so that it fits flushly with that and that, which I will do. So it fits flush there, and then the screws go in. So just bear with us a sec. Alright, so that's held in place flushly, under its own steam, if you like, under its own bracing. So that's a millimetre or 2 wider than the actual gap, but only a fraction, millimetre or 2 wider, 1/8 of an inch, if that. And then that goes in there, and that's fairly stable and solid as it stands. But what we're going to do is we're going to fire a couple of screws through. So if that's 2 inches, we're going to use 2.5 or 3-inch screws just to go through this side and into there. You can pilot drill them if you want to as well, but I've got self-drilling screws which will just go straight through without any issues. So we'll do that. So we're going to drive 3 screws, as you can see there. These are longer, so that's going to go in there by about 1 inch once they're fired in. Top, middle and bottom. And that will make the fix, the joint, whatever you want to call it, the installation will be solid as a rock, and we'll have no issues. It's braced under its own length, and we're going to get those screws fired in just to give it that final firm fixing. Okay, so the screws have gone in top, middle and bottom. Always leave a couple of inches. Don't go right at the bottom, because you'll split the wood and it'll deform it. But if you go in there with the self-drilling screws, you should be fine, and that is well fixed now. And we've got essentially our frame. All I'm going to do now is measure that is at least, well, we want that to be sort of like 22 inches, the distance between here and here, and that way, because our sheets are 24 inches, we'll have 1 inch overlap. So I'll just make sure that that's correct. So I've just measured that gap, and it's 21 3/4 inches. The actual aperture is 21 3/4 inches. I'm then going to measure across from there to halfway point there and see what that is. In fact, we can do that now, potentially, while we've got you with us. See what that is. I think we can say just over 28. probably 28 1/4 is the cut that we'll need to make in our sheeting, which is down there. Okay, now there's a white side and a clear side with polythene, the protective polythene on it, but it's the white side that faces the elements. The white side's got a coating on it that's a UV protective coating on it, so we'll have that side facing the elements. Just that's something just to bear in mind when you're doing these. So that needs to be cut, so we'll cut that now. So we've transferred the measurements onto the polycarbonate sheet, made the mark using our big Yankee set square, so we know that that's the right measurements all the way across. It's going to be uniform, and then using a craft knife, one of these, we're going to make the cut down there. So with my left hand I'm going to be firmly pressing down the square, and then using the craft knife carefully and precisely cut along the mark. Now when you're cutting these sheets, you can do it in the same way as you would do if you were cutting plasterboard. So you make a cut, an indentation cut on the one side. You don't have to go the full depth of it, but you go down deep enough, about halfway through, so that you can fold it like that, and then you've got your crease down this side. What you do then is you run your knife in that crease up, and that cuts it off. Okay, so we've got our cut piece, and we've got to remember that the white side is the one that faces the elements, so that goes out and the clear side goes in. Now, as I say, they've got a film on them, a protective film, if I can get it, if I can grab it. I can assure you they have got them. Sorry about the camera work. So the white side's that side, and the clear side's on the other side. You've got to remove the film before you install it, but you've also got to remember which side is the outer facing side, which is that one. So I'm going to take that now up to where we're going to be installing it. And it's going to be going on that side. So if I put that in there, that's the way it's going to be. Comedy of errors, isn't it? But yeah, that's going to be installed there, and you'll see there that it should be a decent fit. All right, we're not going over onto the upright. The window's going to be essentially sitting there like that. Now I'm going to staple that in, but I'm going to take the film off first, and then staple that in. I wish you had a cameraman with me, I really do. Would be better, wouldn't it? But I hope you're getting the gist of all this. Alright, so that's just got the temporary fix with the staples on it. And I've been quite conservative with my stapling. I've not put loads in. What we'll do is knock those flat. Make sure that they're knocked flat, because the beading's going to go over the top of that. Yeah? The handy batten beading is going to go over the top of that. But that's the first fix, and we know obviously that that's the inner face, because we've got the clear polythene on that side. So the white's gone on the outside, the white face is on the outside, and the clear's on the inside because of the UV protection from the white face. Right, so I'll get the beading on now. Just a simple matter there of measuring these handy battens and fixing them on. Half on, half off, so that it encases it and closes it in and makes it fixed and firm and solid. There you go, Mick. It's been going hell for leather that now for over an hour. You're getting some power in his batteries there, my mate Michael. Hello. The weather's just awful. We had about half an hour where it eased off, but actually it's not too bad right now, but it was pounding down again. So we managed to get another window in, so I'll just show you the progress so far. So there's our other window. It's a side window along the long face that's facing the hillside. So what I'm doing, because of course we haven't got the framing again here, we've got the side framing, but we need the tops and bottoms putting in. So I've fixed the tops and bottoms in there. Well, I've not put the bottom in yet. So with the handy battens again, the 2x1 handy battens, I'm going to be sort of following and keeping flush to these upright 2x2s, and I'll do the same at the bottom, and that's our frame for getting our polycarbonate in. So you've got the back bit, and then you put the front battening on as well, and that seals in your sheeting. I'm being quite conservative with my staples, whatever they've gone as well. I'm only actually fitting about 6 at the top, 6 at the bottom, and 4 at the sides, and then putting the handy battens on to give it the proper fix. But it should be fine, that'll be okay. Of course, it'll be beaded with the silicone on the outside as well later. But yeah, that's how it's looking at the moment, windows wise. I'm going to try and get these last 2 put in today, but I've only got about an hour of sunlight left. Like I say, we've been off and on again today. The weather for the last 2 months has been atrocious over here in the northwest of England, so please bear with us, boys and girls. We'll crack on as best as we can. Okay, there's another pane stapled on. As you can see, I'm being a bit spurring with my staples, because that's just a temporary fix, to be honest with you. It's just to get it on so you're not fiddling about. So we'll get the handy battens on as well now, and just seal that in with the handy battens. Okay guys, that's how it's standing as we speak. The weather is changeable, shall we say. Now, it's just been absolutely pounding down the rain, but as soon as I put my tools away, it stopped. Well, it's getting dark now anyway. The light's not too good, so I'm going to call it a day, and I need more handy battens anyway. I'm going to have to pick up another probably 20 handy battens tomorrow, so that's £19.80 for that, which takes us up now to £298 altogether. And now I'm hoping that that's going to be the end of it, because I want to keep it under 300 quid, but it's just took what it's took. It's took a lot of timber. The poly sheeting and these windows, I mean, that's come to like £160. But the rest of it's the timber, so there's about another 138 quid, I think it comes to. £298 altogether anyway, so far. So let's hope that stays the same. I have got all those old beds there that I'm going to be putting in to the tunnel to make up our beds, our growing beds. And I've got all the paving slabs for the central path, so that's fine. I've got all the sand, all that's there in place. So yeah, I think if you didn't have that and you needed to buy it all new, you'd be talking about another 100 quid, wouldn't you? So it's like going to be it'll be going on for £400 altogether to do it. If you didn't have, I mean, I've got it existing at the moment, like over there, but if I didn't, it would probably be about 400 quid's worth that. I've got the hinges for the doors and the lifters. The lifters are going to be going on this side. They're going to be non-lifting windows. This side is going to have lifting windows like these, but recessed back so that the hinges are protected. They're going to sit back. So yeah, I think I've got probably another couple of days really on that, because I'm not doing full days. I'm doing like a couple of hours at a time on it. I think if you were doing it from scratch and you had the time, you could set aside probably about 2-3 days, 2.5 days I would say altogether, to get up to that stage. I was keeping tally of the hours that I was putting in on it, but I think it's around about at the moment around about 12-13 hours so far that I've put in on it. I'll have to start speaking more correctly so the Google bot can understand what I'm saying when it translates. Anyway, there we go. The windows are coming together. Got 4 in now. I've got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to put in. 9, 10 actually. Another 10 windows to put in. So yeah, that's where we'll be at. But yeah, it'll be fine. I'm debating actually whether or not to just use the featherboard on the back bit at the bottom. I think I might do actually, like I did in this one. See the featherboard there? I might do the same in this, you know, featherboard it out, because I have got quite a lot of featherboard up there. In fact, I'll do that, so I'm not using up all my windows. I'm not using up all that stuff. But I will have offcuts. I've got offcuts for filling in any gaps. The 2-foot window will fall about there, so there'll be a gap there, which I'm going to have to sort of piece in with some offcuts and what have you. But it's all part of the fun, boys and girls, isn't it? I think it's looking all right, though. Like I say, the light's not too good at the moment. The light's fading rapidly. But yeah, we've completed, though, that last one. Another one's going to go in there, but as I say, I need more handy battens to do that. Probably need another 20 handy battens to complete it. And the lifting windows are going to be going on there. The lifting windows themselves are going to need handy battens to create them. And yes, Bob's your uncle. Got lots of scrap wood that I can patch in with, but that's where we're up to. I think I might just about get away with keeping it under the £300. Fingers crossed. Thumbs up if you like it, thumbs down if you don't like it. I've been a cold, wet, not miserable, but cold and wet Guru Mothinder. You've been fantastic as always, and remember, we love you all. Catch you next time. I'll be down again tomorrow, hopefully, completing all these windows off, and maybe even getting the sheeting on, weather permitting. As long as there's not a gale blowing, we should be alright. And it's down for, in the morning tomorrow, it's down for being warm and dry. So that'll make a pleasant change, won't it? Because as I say, it's done nothing but rain this last good 2 months. We've had nothing but rain, and it's interfering with my garlic. That too much rain. My alliums are suffering. They're drowning. Even though it's well-drained soil, we've had that much rain. In the last month, we've had over 16 inches of rain. It's a lot, that, for this time of year. So anyway, enough of my moaning and groaning. I'll see you next time, boys and girls. Take care of yourselves and each other, and keep growing with your heads down. Bye bye now.